Hey guys, welcome back to Gregory's Books and Toys Review. So as you know, I'm at Novosibirsk. It is so beautiful here. And I started reading my Narnia books. I didn't tell you, sorry. And I lost my first one. Hopefully I could find it. So I'm reading the second one, The Chronicles of Narnia, C.S. Lewis. That's the author, I think. And the title is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's such a cool story. You guys should read this one. I swear. Get the whole one with all 10 of them, I think, and read all of them, I swear. And if you really want to meet me, then you should do that. Every time you're afraid of something, you should still do it, and maybe you'll love it, okay? Okay, so as you know, I read like in the middle, in the middle of this whole little book. So let me start from the start, and I'll end where I start, where I ended it, which is in the middle, right? Okay. So where I started, these 4 children were sent on a train to a professor's house. There's a bunch of magical stuff and cool stuff that can happen there. It's like so amazing, right? And so, there's these 4 people, 4 kids, of course. Okay, the youngest one is Lucy. The one which is a little older than Lucy is Edmund, and the 2 like grown up ones are Peter and Susan. Or Suzanne. And so they were sent to a professor's house, and the professor had a housekeeper called Miss McCurdy, and she feeds the children and stuff, and there just one time when they were having like a little party over the professor's house, and he always like works and stuff or does special meetings, even with kids, of course, if they have like questions or stuff. And so Lucy was the very first kid to find out that in the closet there was a real wardrobe. If you guys don't know what a wardrobe is, you should know what it is, because it is a closet. You climb into it, and then when you climb a lot, you get to other worlds, and it's really cool. So she got to this place called Narnia. It's so freaky in there. You know why? It's snowing every day, and it's never going to stop snowing. You know why? There's this person called in there as the queen, called the White Witch. She's a bad guy. She always makes it winter, and she never makes it Christmas. I know, guys, it's so disappointing, but that's how bad guys are, okay? And then, so she was known as the Queen of Narnia, and every animal in Narnia had to follow her orders. And there's this fun called Mr. Tinnamus or something like that, Tinnamoss or something, and then he's like, I think, so the White Witch is very bad, as you know, guys. So the White Witch put a spell on him, and his feet turned into like reindeer feet or something, or it's a fun feet. But he was like, he didn't wear any shirt or stuff, and he had like a human face, and he lived in this nice cave where there's like, of course, there's like food and of course dessert, cake, which I don't like that much. And then so there's this picture of his father and Lucy. She went to this lamppost, like a lamplight somewhere. Okay, and she went there and she met the fun, Mr. Temes or something, and then he took her to the cave. But he followed the White Witch's orders. He was made to kidnap children and bring them to the White Witch. It was about to be Daughters of Eve or King of Adam or something. And so, as this White Witch was supposed to, the animals were supposed to follow the White Witch's orders and was supposed to bring Daughters of Eve or King of Elders, I think, to the White Witch. the animals, like, they were like, if they wouldn't listen, she would turn them to stone or freeze them with ice. And it was so dreadful. It was so disappointing and stuff, and I don't like it at all. And then, so when they went in, so the 4 children, as you know, they still wouldn't believe her, Or Admund, as he went in the wardrobe, as I said, or I didn't say. And then, so, both of them, when they went in, first, Admund, he met the White Witch, but Lucy met the fun, Mr. Tumnus or something. And so, Lucy and Mr. Tumnus are on the good side, but now that the White Witch, she fed this thing called Turkish Delight, which is sweet or something, that Admund really likes to Admund, and then Admund got hypnotized. And then, that's how it happened, guys. Then Admund started acting very nasty and stuff, and then he tried to let Lucy down. You know what I mean? He said, oh, we're just playing for some game. Yeah, it's like a fake country, right? And then, but I have no idea why they would. Peter and Suzanne, they're grown-up kids, and they believed Admund. I can't believe it, guys. And then they actually had to write a note to a professor and talk to a professor. Peter and Suzanne, they decided to have a talk with a professor themselves, only like private. Peter, Susan, and the professor. The professor said, you should try believing your sister and try it. Just try it. And so they went into a wardrobe with Lucy. And they all apologized that they didn't believe her. They were very sorry. Except Admund, which was very shocked that his little evil plan didn't work at all, right? I knew it wouldn't, because I don't want evil to take over. And then, dun dun dun, so they believed her. They went to the Fun's cave, but the Fun's cave, it had on the fun Mr. Tumnus's father's picture, it had a knife in it. And I think there was blood in it too. I don't know why though. And then there was note that Mr. Tumnus, which is the fun, he got arrested by the White Witch. I think he turned into stone. They were very sad. Lucy was she was very disappointed, especially Lucy, because she was having lunch with Mr. Tumnus and stuff, while Admund was getting hypnotized. And she didn't even notice that. Nobody noticed, actually, that Admund was hypnotized. Dun, dun, dun. And then they met this Robin, and he asked, do you know what happened to Mr. Fun, which is Mr. Tumnus? And then he kept going to tree to tree because he was afraid of him, because he thought that they would eat him or something, which is not true. Why people eat birds, especially in other stuff in countries or states? I don't even know where this was made. And then I think it was made here. And then so they met these beavers, Mama Beaver and Daddy Beaver, or Mr. Beaver and Mrs. Beaver. Yeah, I think that's her name. And then there's this little house that they lived in. It's this big, and then the kids didn't realize that they could fit in it. First, they decided to rescue Mr. Tumnus and destroy that evil, itty-bitty, ratty White Witch. And so they met this beaver, and he had a handkerchief or something. I'm sorry I got to mention that Lucy gave to Mr. Fun, which is Mr. Tumnus, you know that. I'm just going to call him Mr. Fun. And then so they decided to rescue him. So they spent a little time in the beaver's house. They wouldn't realize that they fit, but they actually did fit it. It's like magic. In Narnia, I think every animal talks. Yeah. All right, guys, you know what to do. Stay awesome and act